The boy wore a strange set of braces from a young age. He had never tasted a single piece of candy until he was 8 years old, all because his father was a dentist. His father believed that candies were harmful to dental health, so every Halloween, the sweets he received were all thrown into the fire and burned. Along with the candy, his love for sweets was also set ablaze. The next day, while cleaning the furnace, Jimmy accidentally found a piece of chocolate that had not been destroyed. He noticed his father wasn't home, so he quickly unwrapped the chocolate and hurriedly popped it into his mouth. In an instant, Jimmy was overwhelmed by the delightful taste. He started obsessively trying different kinds of candy and meticulously recorded their flavors. At the same time, Jimmy made a vow that when he grew up, he would make the most delicious candy. However, when he told his father about his dream, his father strongly opposed it. Angry, Jimmy decided to leave home, but his father told him that if he left, he shouldn't return, and if he did come back, he wouldn't find him. Despite this, Jimmy decided to leave and pursue the beautiful world he longed for. But being young, Jimmy wasn't capable of going out on his own, so he reluctantly returned home to make amends with his father. But what he saw when he returned was a shock. His father had moved the entire house. Just like that, 20 years passed. Jimmy fulfilled his dream of owning the world's largest candy factory. His candy-making skills became incredibly refined, to the point where even a prince spent a fortune to have Jimmy build a palace made entirely of chocolate. His skill was so impressive that many people tried to copy it. Some even went as far as using dishonest methods to steal Jimmy's candy recipes, leading to the production of counterfeit sweets. In a fit of rage, Jimmy fired all his workers and announced the permanent closure of his factory. 5 years later, the factory suddenly resumed production, but there were no workers to be seen. Everyone was curious about the secret behind the factory, but all their attempts to discover it failed. At that point, Jimmy placed 5 golden tickets into the chocolates and announced that 5 lucky people would be allowed to tour the factory. One of them would even win a mysterious grand prize. As the chocolates sold, the winners were gradually revealed. Charlie, without a doubt, was the luckiest of them all because he found his golden ticket. Soon, the winners gathered outside the factory, and as the doors opened, they finally met the mysterious Jimmy. He led them into the factory, and the first thing they saw was a fairy tale world. Jimmy explained that to make the chocolate smoother and creamier, he used a waterfall to stir it. He invited them to taste the chocolate freely. A little boy immediately began to devour everything in sight, even eating the grass on the ground. Meanwhile, a little girl discovered a group of small dwarfs busily collecting chocolate. Jimmy explained that they were the Oompa Loompas, who lived in harsh tropical jungles and had to survive on insects. Their favorite food was cocoa fudge. After hearing this, Jimmy invited them to work in his factory, with delicious cocoa beans as payment. Jimmy had a group of workers who would never betray him, which was why no one ever saw workers in his factory. Under Jimmy's guidance, they entered the candy research room, where there were candies that could prevent hunger for half a year, candies that made hair grow thick and fast, and candies that were not only delicious but also didn't cause weight gain. One girl immediately popped a piece of gum into her mouth. At first, she thought it was delicious, but as she kept chewing, her nose gradually turned blue. Then her body began to swell rapidly, and in no time, she turned into a giant blueberry.